first episode of Men Ain't Shit. My name is Barry Brown Hawkins. I'm here with my co-hosts, Mr. Manny over here, and also Mr. Marsh over here. We also have some really special guests with us today. Thank you for them coming. If they didn't come, this would not be possible. We have Miss Geneva right here. She's an awesome gal. We got Miss Judy, and then we also got...
Who are you?
Oh, I'm supposed to say my
This is Caitlin right here, man. And so we're gonna get down to it, man. A little bit about us, why I put this together. I just wanted to get the topic, and everything is just so different. I know that because I got a lot of people from like everywhere when they heard the title of the podcast, and they were like, "Oh, I'm in."
You're goddamn right.
And so we're gonna have a lot of fun here, talk about different topics. It's definitely like the double entendre part of it, to where we also get the women's side, we also get the men's side, and we bring that all together and find a conclusion on how we can either get going the right way, or we just agree to disagree. So, everybody got their drink?
What if we disagree to agree?
Disagree? Fuck you, man. Cheers. We all gonna do a cheers at the beginning. Cheers.
Right.
Cheers.
You know,
There we go. Got the bottle. Yup. There we go. Alright.
All I wanna
Cool,
do is
so-
get a drink in my hand.
So a little bit about me.
Here we go.
I wanted to start this podcast basically just to be able to talk about those specific issues in the world, especially this generation that's fucked up. I'm not gonna like say any names or anything, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that we used to do in our generation that obviously are different in this generation, and you know, we just want to talk about it, see what the similarities are, see what the differences are, maybe see where we can go to progress from that. So we're just gonna kick it on here, have fun, laugh, drink. We got snacks, everything. So we gonna be alright. So, but a little bit about me. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was basically taken away from there at a young age. I was living in a harsh environment, so my mom decided to basically take me out of that situation, and I moved down here to San Antonio, Texas, where I was kind of going back and forth. Like I was kind of going back and forth. Middle school, I went to middle school down here, elementary, then I went back up for high school, and then I came back down to graduate high school in San Antonio. Then after that, I went to Penn State because I said, fuck Texas, it's too hot. And then after that, I couldn't end up staying out there because like out-of-state tuition was like too much. So I had to come back in state, and I went to Midwestern State, played D2 ball there. It was amazing. And then I had too much fun, so I flunked out. So then I had to make a decision for myself, you know, and I had a girlfriend at the time. Shout out to whoever, you know who you are.
What?
That kind of helped me get on the path to, you know, getting my life together. So I'm happy I got my life together. These awesome people, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for these awesome people. So I appreciate them first and foremost before we start dissing each other, because they're gonna start dissing each other. But that's kind of me in a nutshell. So like, I just love to have fun. I play basketball. I mean, I do music on the side. And I wanted to start this podcast, and I just think it would be a really fun opportunity for me and my boys. I mean, we always play basketball together. We have a great time, and you know, we meet so many different people, and it's just like we want all of y'all to come on here and just try to form something special that will just get followers. So if you haven't already, you are watching this, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, hit the notify bell icon, wherever it is, somewhere, notification button, there you go. And then, you know, so you can keep up to date on what we're doing every single week. So, my boy Marsh, tell us a little about yourself.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Marsh. You may have seen me on a couple of other podcasts, Spurs versus Everybody, me and the homie Greg. Check us out on YouTube and other platforms and stuff. But originally a DC kid, moved to Texas at a very, very young age, infant. Went to high school in San Antonio, been here ever since. So I'm a hometowner, if you will. Enjoying, graduating from A&M San Antonio, where I met Mr. Peregrine, met Mr. Manny. Back when I was at UTSA, another college at the time, kind of didn't do well myself, so I had to kind of get my life and stuff together. But you know, I'm really excited to be here with you guys, and you know, with everybody else that we brought on. So I'm not gonna take up a whole bunch of time, but yeah, I'm ready to roll.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
He's awesome.
I'm just saying.
Nervous, all right?
Y'all give it a 5-minute thing. Keep it short and sweet.
I was short. This man's like the day I was born.
Alright, so I'm Emmanuel, or they call me Manny. From Houston originally. Met Marshall at UTSA. Graduated UTSA, electrical engineering degree. So pretty much like I'm a field service engineer, so I just travel a lot, work on different machines, stuff like that. So yeah, they gave me the idea to get on here because they said I was funny. I don't think I'm that funny.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not
I'm not really that funny. But, you know,
funny looking.
I say that. But anyways, but it's a pleasure being on here, you know, so that's my home. This is my girl from Killeen.
Hey, shout out to all the people that are from Killeen.
I don't understand
I fuck with Killeen.
your problem with the Tupac phone. Like,
Hold on. Before she go, I gotta
Haters.
say, y'all know, make sure y'all go check out Miss Lady V.O.G. Geneva, I have to give you by your
Lady
title.
D.O.G. right here.
Lady V.O.G.
Right here.
Thank you.
Go follow that.
Prayer Warriors, stand up.
Thank you. What's good, warriors of the world? As he said, Lady E, the OG, is present right here. Your life coach, favorite life coach, and your favorite teacher. I'm just glad to be here. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Thank you for letting me be here, me, Marshall, and yeah. So. But pass it on to my girl Juju.
So my name is Juju. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I moved to San Antonio like 7 years ago. Not much about me. I'm in the military, and I guess I'm thankful to be on here. One thing you should know, this is kind of funny. So every time I go out, I reintroduce myself to because I forget that I know him. So it's like, hey, like, can I get your snap or something? He's like, you already have me on there. I'm like, what are you talking about? This happened like at least 4 times already. It's very funny.
He's very forgetful. Well, first of all, we want to say thank you for your service.
I plead the fifth.
He said, I plead the fifth.
I'll pass it on to you.
Okay. I'm Caitlin. I've known them for about a year. And
I met you like last week.
You don't know me.
we're not that close.
Hey, that's a view right there. Whole face.
But I'm kind of nervous and excited to be here. But thankful that they invited me to come on. Not too much to know.
Very first episode. Okay, so a couple topics that me and the boys wanted to talk about. If y'all have a topic that y'all want to talk about, they can talk about it, and then we'll branch off from there. So my topic, I want to know, from the woman's perspective, what are red flags in a male and a guy and a man? I ain't talking about no boys. I'm talking about man. Whoever wants to go, you have to float. Some red flags.
I'll start off. Okay, so red flag for me is when you're at the age where you should be in a career and you should be stable in your life, but you still don't have your mindset on a single goal. I think that's a huge red flag because it tells me that you're very immature or you haven't grown much in life.
What age do you think that should be?
I think at least by like 22 to like 25, you should kind of have an idea of what you want in life and like you're doing something to get there.
So you have like a lot of people that have tried to talk to you that like aren't shit basically, and then
Yeah, like they're 22 working at Whataburger, not shade, because I work at Whataburger too.
Yeah.
But they're not in college and they're not doing anything else. They're just working at Whataburger, sitting on their mom's couch. Like, what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean?
I like that. I agree with that. I would say I agree with that because I guess for you, and you can say too, like you're already walking in your career, your purpose. Like as a woman, I'm walking in my purpose. I want my significant other to know at least what his purpose is as well.
Exactly.
You know, what is he doing? What do you want? What are you looking forward to? Because I don't know, I guess that makes me feel like, okay, I know what I want and I'm doing, but when I'm with you, you're unsure. So I feel like there's no balance. I feel like almost I'm doing more of the pull for us than you are.
Amen.
Exactly. And there should be a balance because if not, like you're supposed to grow with your partner or that person.
Absolutely.
You know, and you can't build off each other if there's no foundation in one person or they don't have a stable foundation.
I agree.
So damn, like, so you don't want no free food? That's what I'm saying.
Do you want me to look like Mrs. Club? I mean, I'm confused. Like, after a while.
Shit, give me that free breakfast burger.
Honey butter chicken.
Okay, that's too late now.
Set aside fries.
You think about you sleeping, your boyfriend come back home with
Every night.
that don't go hit.
Every night.
Oh, you can fix it up.
How many red flags does it take to say like no, like
One.
that? Damn. I don't know. I don't know. You know why they say that? But I've seen a lot of females out here that kind of say the same thing you do, and when they talk to this guy, they take him, they get with him, and they have all these red
It's
flags.
because they're insecure. Those women are very insecure. They're supposed to be taking anybody's red flag.
Okay.
I would ask you, why would you say one?
One, I get that nobody's perfect. But let's say like that red flag means something from their past. See, in that instant, I guess it just depends because I wouldn't really judge them off of their past. You know, things happen and people do grow. But it depends on what the red flag is. But with this generation, these red flags are something simple as cheating, or they're lying about something little, so they tell white lies. And that's already a red flag, you know. So I guess it just depends.
Do you go out on dates?
You know, I haven't dated in about a couple months after my ex. I did go on my first date last night.
Oh.
Recent.
How did that go?
It was good. He's it's not crazy. It was good. We went to a bar and we had a really good conversation. It was ongoing. The only red flag that I saw with this one was he invited me to come over tonight. And I was like, we just went on our first date.
Really?
Now I'm kind of on like a little edge. I'm like, okay, it's a red flag you're asking me, and it would be a red flag for me to say yes. So now I'm kind of like,
But you still want to look up.
Got him!
It's not a red flag on my part if you establish the boundaries first. You know, like, hey.
Well, hold on. I just want to say this because by what you initially said, you're like, it takes one red flag. So if this is a red flag, he out of there, right?
He out of there.
Gotcha, bitch!
I mean, if we look at that, so that's what I want. I want to
Well, there's
know.
other factors that played into it because he just graduated, I believe, with his master's degree at UTSA.
Okay.
So he is a very respectable man, and other things that I cannot say on camera. But based off where he's going, he has a set career and he's there already. And from there, he can only build. So he knows what he wants. And what he told me was that he likes me because of my demeanor and my potential. Like, you don't say that to a girl you just want to one-night stand with.
What you gotta say?
What can I say? A little smirk in your face.
Right.
So I just want to know because like I'm just listening to what you had said. You said one red flag, he out of there. Is it a one red flag, but there are things I can overcome? Because you just said he has masters, he's got a good career.
Well, yeah.
You're kind of like on my edge.
So it's like more pros than cons a little bit. Huh?
Right.
So essentially, you're willing to look past a one red flag and maybe, you know, I can kind of live with that. Maybe, you know, we'll see what else is on. Or is it just, I'm cutting them off completely? 'cause
We're gonna see where it goes, and if the night doesn't go where I want it to go, or where I set the boundaries at, then it's like, okay, like, I have to go. You know?
So that means Poshi going. Alright. That's cool.
tell
Katie.
me red flag.
I'll let you
What you got?
Shut up!
She's like, well.
Why you always picking on me? What did I do to you?
I want to say like a good 3, but at the same time, I'm also very delusional. So I just keep.
So you like Cowboys fans?
I'm a Cowboys fan, right?
I'm a Cowboys fan too, but guess what?
Damn.
Cowboys fans are delusional in the mug.
Don't
Go
do
ahead.
that. Don't do that.
But yeah, I think like if you just keep numerously showing like I can't trust you and you're just not that person, then one of us has to finally get up and go.
So I guess the biggest thing is just like what makes, because I mean, studies show that women emotionally check out obviously before males do. So I think what my question is just like how many times you said 1, you said 3, like, but then Judy went back and said that, you know, he has a master's, he has all this. So let's just say if I was a millionaire and I gave you everything that you wanted, but I just didn't treat you right. Would you still like take that person?
No. Ain't no believe. No.
Stop the cap.
It ain't about that. It's not about that.
What is it about?
It's about the internal, not the external for me. It's not about money. It's not about tangible things. It's about how we can grow. Honestly, how can you mind fuck me, to be honest? You know what I'm saying? How can you expand my mind? Honestly. We're not talking physical. This is not physical.
When she said internal, I thought she said like internal, bro. Talk about
This is my brain ain't shit. No, really though. For me, it's not about intentional. I can care less. I mean, yes, I agree with you, Drew. Like, I do want to know that you are walking in your purpose and you understand your purpose and you know where you're going. For me, it's about, do you know what your short-term and long-term goals are? Like, if you're just living and just to be here, like, to exist, right? Like, that's not it for me. We're here for a purpose, and that's what I believe in. So what is your purpose? And how are we going to do this shit together at the end of the day?
So what if there was a guy that wanted to have a purpose and wanted you because he saw what's good in you, but he didn't have what you have? Would you still accept that with him putting in that much effort into you? Even though the red flags show like he doesn't have a good job right now, maybe his car keeps breaking down and he needs like money for the car. Because I mean, women are natural caregivers. So like, you know, and saying that, you know, he might need help, but if he can get on his feet, then, you know, in the long run, he'll develop that goal and those goals and those morals and then get on the same track where you are. Would you give that a chance?
I would say that I'm open to giving a chance to that.
Stop the
Why?
cap.
Because if he's willing to get his shit together, if he's willing to be a hustler and get out there and do what he needs to do for us, then yeah, nobody's gonna be perfect. At the end of the day, we sit here as women and we dream and we do this build a fucking man thing, right? And we expect a man to be this way. In reality, when we meet these men that we want, they may not be where we want them to be, but that doesn't mean they're not gonna get there. So I'm open to seeing, okay, this is where you're at. But if you're not willing, I think the willing part is for me. Like, if you're willing to grow and you're willing to do what it takes to get yourself from where you are to where you need to be, I'm okay with that. I don't expect you to be perfect, because at the end of the day, before I was where I'm at today, I may have been in that place. So who am I to judge?
Yeah, but I also feel like when a man depends on a woman, so it goes to this masculine feminine thing, right? If a woman's too masculine, it intimidates a man. And if that man depends on that woman, the woman can't come out of that masculinity, you know, and just be feminine.
Now, I wouldn't want my man to depend on me.
Right, but at that point, that's what it is. Because if you're set and there's a man who isn't, who wants to be, like, how to explain this? He'll kind of depend on you or like look up to you in a way, but it can become very unhealthy.
So I feel like in that case, I feel what you're saying. I feel like if you're looking up to me spiritually, mentally, and emotionally to guide you through, pray for you, and do these things for you, yes, I can be there. But if you're depending on me to make shit happen for you, such as apply to these jobs for you, get out there and grind, I'm not doing that. Because I'm gonna do that shit on my own. Like, you know, I need you to do that too. But if he's looking to me for this social, emotional help, I'm there. You got me. I can be there for that.
So what would y'all's advice be to women that do that? Because there's a lot, and we know there's a lot of women in this world that do that. So what would y'all's advice be to those women?
It's hard, but just don't. I was in that situation.
Period.
I was in that situation for 3 years. Thank God I finally got out of it. But I was like, I was this man's mother. And that was not fun.
No.
I lost myself in trying to be everything and do everything for him, and it took a long time and still is in the process of just being who I want to be and refinding myself without having to care to someone else.
Yes.
It takes so much on me.
Yes. I feel like you have to have discernment, you know, on knowing how far should you go in a situation like that. Like, obviously, we meet people for seasons and reasons, right? We meet people for an assignment. Maybe I'll meet a guy in the next few months, and it may not be for me to date him and be with him. It may be for me to just bring something to his life that he needs, and for him to bring something to me, right? So I feel like that's true. Like, if you pray about it, I don't know if you're spiritual or not, but if you pray about knowing, like, okay, God, what do you want me to do with this situation? You'll know from time to time, because them red flags will show. It'll come to light, and you'll see, okay, this is too heavy for me. I'm changing who I am. I may not need to get too deep. Or you'll see that I can deal with this. I can help him through this, you know? So that's true. I agree with you.
I agree also. So going back to the question, an example that I give, I let a man come into my apartment and live with me because he needed to get back on his feet. And so I was like, okay, whatever you need, I'll be here for you emotionally. And he had a job, he was a manager at a shop, and I was like, okay, he has a stable career, he's bringing money. I asked for financial help because I'm like, you're living here for free. And he said no, and I was like, you know what, as your partner, because I love you, I'll overlook that. Came to bite me later when I found out that he was bringing girls over when I was at work because I worked 2 full-time jobs. So a man with that type of character to where they need to depend on you financially or whatever shouldn't be a man that you can be with, you know what I'm saying?
How many crazy niggas you be dealing with?
So many I don't want to talk about.
Bro. Yeah, I don't want to be in your life.
I have a question.
What's up?
Question for my males. I seen this on Shade Room, so I'm gonna ask him personally.
Shade Room. Shout out to Shade Room. I don't know what that is, but shout out to Shade Room.
Shade Room. It be shady in there.
So,
What?
why is it? So the post was like,
What's up?
what is, damn, the post was like,
You got some comparison.
Why do men keep women around that they know they're not trying to commit to? Why the fuck do y'all do that? That shit pisses me off.
Damn, I'm not like that though, so I can't.
When you was like that,
Why is he talking?
don't lie. He just changed 2 days ago.
Well, look, you go first, man. You talk first, so what's up?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
That is deep. I want to know. Period. Right now, all ladies, we want to know.
Hey, E-Money. I ain't gonna lie. I guess guys, they do it because they're trying to juggle other women at the same time too. So for example, they stick with you because they see a lot of good in you compared to the other women. You're like, okay, we just run into them at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, they still probably want you, but they just don't. They're not committed to a relationship at that time. I don't know why, but it's just mentally, it's just we just don't think. We just kind of want to live free. I don't know why. But yeah.
To piggyback on what he's saying, I think now in this generation, it's the same way. Niggas are niggas and girls are girls. I'm trying to be niggas. So we all do the same thing. Some people have their rosters. They have maybe 1, 2, 3. Like, we can't say that none of y'all girls right here don't have at least 5 dudes in your DMs. Okay? That we can't probably say that we haven't been in DMs before, at least trying. Okay? So, like, in retrospect, we are the hunters, and y'all are the hunted. We have to be able to come to you, you know what I'm saying, in order for you to give us your time of day.
Okay, before Marshall goes, but why do you verbally and emotionally invest these things that you say in time if you don't want that? That is my question. Why do y'all sit here and say things as if you're going to commit and be with this woman if that's not what you want? Why go there?
She coming to me? I would say it's a possibility that yes, you can see something along the lines, but you gotta see as a man where things are gonna kind of go with, you know, the woman, because there's certain times where us as guys, right? For example, there'll be someone where you're like, okay, I see potential with that person, right? And things may be going pretty well, but then that woman may end up switching up a little bit where you're kind of like, you start to rethink it, like, okay, I don't know about this, right? And you may even have that conversation to talk with them, like, okay, what's kind of going on? If they don't kind of say what's going on and you're both kind of vague, where the woman's kind of vague, that's when the man gets kind of vague, and that's where, you know, I might go talk to somebody else because that woman is not bringing what that guy specifically thought she was going to bring to the table.
I think it's like a hierarchy, to be honest. Like, in my head, like, a man knows, I think I can say it for the guys, a man knows when I look at a girl and, oh yeah, she's not necessarily the one, but that's why.
Fuck, man. Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ass on.
And we'll be right back after this. And we're back. So running it back, I remember I was just like, as far as men, that he was saying, men kind of know, oh damn, she not necessarily is the one, but it's like, okay, I can potentially see a future with her.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a hierarchy. Like you kind of know the hoes. Like you see her, like, oh, well, she's just that hoe. Like, okay, cool. I'll just have a good time with her, and then it is what it is. And then you have those couple that are like, like, let me get to know her a little bit more. Let me get to know more about her. Let me try to hang out with her. Cause I'm never asking a hoe on a date. Never in my life. Let y'all know.
You be wasting your time with that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna spend my money, my hard-earned money, you know, my time, and like she don't want me to pay for the bill, the whole bill. Especially, I don't know where she want me to go. If she want me to go to some expensive restaurant, I'll be like, no, we go to Chili's. You know what I'm saying?
2 for 20.
2 for 25. You know what I'm saying? We can go to somewhere like Yard House, happy hour. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but like,
do something like that. But I'm not gonna pick it up. So like, there's I think there's that tier. It's probably not every man, but for the most part, I feel like there's a tier. You know?
If you go on a date with a woman, does that mean you respect her enough to go on that date?
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
I would never ask her on a date if I was not interested in more.
So let me give you another question.
Okay.
Why?
If he's in the military, then it don't
Shut
count.
So for the past 2 weeks, I've had this number one problem with men. Why do y'all cancel last minute?
We be nervous.
See, I asked this question on my Instagram story, right?
No.
And at least 100 people replied, and on my Snap. And they said basically it's either because one, we found like a better option, like a better girl to go on a date with, or two, something actually came up, or they got too nervous.
I would say nervous, mostly nervous.
For you?
No, not me.
nervous.
I hate that.
Most
I
of
know
the
myself. I
time
always
it's like
think about
something came
dates.
up.
Nervous.
Yeah, it was a lot. That's the main thing for me. But I would say most guys
probably nervous.
I never been through that. I've been
I never heard
I've been
that.
on the other side. I've been on the other side where like I'll ask a female out on a date, and they'll be like, okay, well I'll see what's up, and then like when that time comes, they'll be like, oh, something came up. And I'm just like, okay, and then we get that stigma, like, okay, now I'm thinking of the worst, and like and it sucks, you know.
I'm gonna ask you, nervous, cause I'm still stuck on that word. I'm
You just said you just said you.
Why do you look like that?
I'm asking, what do you mean by nervous? Because most of the, well, like I said, I'm sure there's some, maybe a small majority or a small bit of guys that may get nervous, but most niggas that we know be confident, cocky motherfucker. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So is nervous really the thing, or is it kind of what she was saying, found a better option, which may potentially be true, because that does potentially happen or have something to do, which on both sides, both men and women, they talk about, oh, I have to do this. Well, we planned this out a week ago. Like, you cap. Like, real cap.
And it's disrespectful. Like,
capping in front of me.
If you plan in advance, then yeah, there should be no main reason to cancel unless it's like work or something important, right? But if you like do it last minute, kind of like the day before, and something kind of came up that minute, I can understand that. But most men said to that like story was basically like they found something better, they had better plans. Like let's say we plan a week in advance, like okay, like a week from now we're gonna go on a date here, like this time, whatever, right? We're gonna have so much fun. But then that day comes and they're like, oh, maybe the boys want to hang out, or another girl asked them on a date that they found more attractive. Like, is that a thing?
That's probably what it is, yeah.
So that's my thing. Like, why can't y'all just be honest about that shit?
Yeah.
Like, as grown ass men, 25 up, I guess. Let's just say 25 up. I guess 2500, you're still fucking grown. But 25 up, like, why can't you be honest? Because women, ladies, agree with me or not. Like, I would respect you being straight up about whatever. I would respect you so much more. You could become my homeboy after that. Mm-hmm. To be honest, if you was just real about the shit. Like,
you could just say, oh, there was another.
Right, I'm like, that. You know what? Right.
Why can't the same thing be on the other side too?
Yeah. Answer the question first.
I am.
Please. It's because men ain't shit.
Right. Answer the question. Okay.
So to me,
no. You the host.
Oh shit.
No, because he ain't been talking.
I've been talking about it.
You talking about me? I haven't been talking?
No, barely. I want to know why are
Who
you
barely been talking? Everybody. Okay, so we got swivel chairs, guys. Everybody turn to the person that hasn't been talking. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Reiterate. Why? Because we're talking about, okay, Juju was talking about on her story, men responded and said that they found something better. Why can't you just be honest? Not just about that, but a lot of shit. Like, what is so hard about being honest? And please don't hit me with this, you ain't trying to hurt our feelings shit when we grown ass women.
No,
we grown ass women.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been in that relationship. I've always been on the opposite side. But coming from that perspective, if I didn't, there has to be something that I'm holding on to with that female to not go. I wouldn't necessarily say that I have other options. If I do have other options, I have other options. But if I'm really not doing anything, I'm not doing anything, I just don't want to go at that time. Stuff comes up. For instance, like, if I, like, the other day, like, on Wednesday, I was outside from, like, 9 to 1. And it was, like, 90 degrees outside. I was at a park. Hot as hell. If I had a day that day, I would cancel. But I would just cancel.
Would you say why?
Yeah, I would explain.
Why can't you just, that's what I'm saying, why
See, so you can explain, you're right. But sometimes you don't want to explain because of the fear of losing that specific someone.
Okay, so
because so if it was a woman that I really wanted to be with, I would try to do the best I can to get there, even though I'm tired as fuck. But like I said, it's like a hierarchy. Like if she's just a hoe and she's trying to ask me on a date, it's like, if I'm available, then I'll go. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. If it's someone in like in the middle, I'll be like, all right, well, cool. I'll probably text you back and tell you. But I think basically it's like the fear of like losing you, because it shows that, okay, well, we had something planned, we didn't do it, and now it probably all girls think a lot. Girls think the worst, and then girls do that. So it's saying that it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to do this the best of my ability, and then go from there.
Go ahead.
Right.
Have y'all ever been in a situation where you really fucked with a woman deep and hard, and she did you the way you are doing women?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Damn, girl, where you come to this podcast with all this deep shit?
That's why I invited. That's why I invited.
Hey, yeah.
That's why I was invited.
No, but I would say yeah.
Okay, so how did you feel? Because I'm confused why, and I'm not saying that y'all are saying this is okay, but why is this okay? Why can't y'all do this and not put your shoes in women's in women's
You mean
feet,
put your
right?
feet in women's
But
shoes?
what, yes.
Well, first of all, I'll probably break their shoes myself. Unless it's a big ass.
That's not me. You know what I meant.
But look, this is what I'm going to say. So, from a guy's perspective, if I'm gonna cancel a date, I don't like to get personal with the shit, but I mean, in order to do this, I put it on a general perspective. If I were going to cancel, it would be for a real reason. Other than that, I'm going to be there. But that's just how I am. Now, and the potential for other guys, I can't necessarily say the same thing because sometimes, guys be like, all right, I'm tired, and then, you make a thing. But I think on the same side, women do the same thing. It goes both ways. It's not one way.
I honestly think that it happens more with the females because I feel like in this generation, like
They flake.
the
Flaky.
I think the power is definitely shifting because women are getting more independent. They're getting more jobs. They're getting more opportunities. They're being leaders. They're being in positions that usually men are in, which is perfectly fine. But it gets to a point where it's just like, you need to be right here. You know what I'm saying? You still need to provide and, do all that stuff. But I mean, have your independency as well too. And I think that sometimes it kind of, what am I trying to say? Like,
Let me put it on this side, and then I'm coming right to you. Me personally, I think it happens to do with on the attractive scale. Is this guy this looking that I want? A lot of women tend to attract to the same type of guy. To where there may be some other, guys that are kind of cool or whatever, and they're like, okay, but if that one particular guy gives them that attention, that they're like, oh my gosh, well, maybe, and they're gonna go for it, and it's just like, okay, so you're all in. I'm not saying all women, but there are a lot of women that do potentially go for that same particular type of guy because that's their preference, and that's fine. But at the same point, they're kind of leaving certain guys that were like, okay, I'm gonna intend to take you on a date. I'm gonna intend to treat you well. I'm gonna intend to do this. They're kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna be over here because this guy's giving me that certain attention. When that particular guy they want is, messing with 6, 7, 8 other women that think the same type of way. I'm the one, and they fall into that particular, I don't want to say trap, but they fall into that, mold, I guess.
So I was gonna say you wasn't answering my question, but I guess you just answered it. So you're saying you have been that dude?
Yeah, for sure. I know I have.
So I was gonna answer this one, but
Damn.
well, no, what you said basically just tells me that if you said something along the lines of, okay, if you really are attracted to this woman, you lie to her about the reasons why you don't want to date with her because you don't want to lose her. But don't you think that would make her,
I mean, I would try to do the best that I can to get to the date. Now, if I'm tired, it's tough because you either tell the truth and you fuck up, or you don't tell the truth and eventually you'll fuck up. So, in saying that, it's hard. Like, you have to make a choice. So,
you're
like,
comfortable with telling a white lie, but hold on. You are comfortable with telling the truth when it's something small, but not something big.
I want to say one thing super fast. So when it comes to what you're talking about, white lies, a lot of times, like he was saying earlier, women are more emotional than guys are. There are some emotional men, do not get me wrong, but when it comes to if a guy tells a girl something straight up, y'all get, when I say y'all, women get very emotional, like, oh my gosh, I'm ugly, I'm this, that. That's why it comes to a point where guys kind of get themselves out of that situation on a smaller scale to where.
Okay, first of all, there's a way to say shit.
No.
Yes, there
It's
is.
called tone and delivery.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
But hold on. If this is to y'all, right?
Not the general public.
We're talking about y'all. Okay, y'all are 2-3 women out of the general public, right? Educated, military career, y'all are doing your thing. Other women don't necessarily think like you.
Or have
They don't, which is going back to the same thing you said earlier. So a woman tends to, well, I'll say this, very insecure women will kind of draw towards a guy that won't give them what they want because they know, like, hey, like, we know they're not gonna stay, like, and so we don't have to have any expectations where you have like the thought of, okay, like they're gonna leave anyway, so you know I'm gonna look forward to getting hurt, whatever. Compared to a guy that will give them everything, like yeah, they can expect that security, but it's kind of scary to go with a guy that goes like, oh, like I'm gonna give you everything you want emotionally, I'm gonna provide for you, I'm gonna be the man that you need and you want, because you never know. But I mean, I don't know what's going on.
And that part of you never know. I mean, it's a good mindset to have, but I mean,
well, that just goes to insecure women.
yeah. I mean, insecure. Y'all are from just talking to y'all, knowing you. I mean, I know y'all too. I met you, but it sounds like y'all have more. You know, you're more secure in yourselves. A lot of women are not.
From little insecurities, but
But hold on one second. When I'm talking about a lot of women are very insecure for reasons I don't understand. Why? Is it because they're on social media looking what everybody else is?
Absolutely.
Social media has to do.
Males are insecure because of the same reason.
No,
I feel like the woman that you'll pick, you would rather pick a woman who looks like an IG model with no brains than a woman that's so decent looking.
I definitely stay away from that.
Well, majority of the male population does think that though.
But exactly. So
oh,
again,
all women gotta be thick. When I was on Tinder, you know what every nigga's bio said? Must be thick. If not, swipe left.
Attitude with an attitude, like.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's what they be saying?
No, dead ass.
I'm not on dating apps, so but I do know.
If she's not a muscle mommy, I don't want her.
Is that reject? If it's reject, yes.
Last one.
I do think communication definitely goes both ways. But like, I don't know.
What?
Men are just
Yeah.
Man, shit.
Basically, she said she don't turn gay. So she don't like men, so she don't turn gay.
I don't like men.
Well, I
mean,
You don't like men no more.
We appreciate everybody for watching, guys. We'll have more topics the following weeks. Thank you, Katie, for being on here. Thank you, Judy, for being on here, aka Juju. Thank you, Lady OG.
Lady OG.
Lady OG.
Miss Colleen.
Hey! The album Texas. Play the song.
I already know.
And
Texas
then,
tears
when
when
they
I drink.
are-
Hey!
When they are on your mama.
And so at the end of the podcast, we always see who won. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the women had very great points that we really couldn't come back on. So the women won. So in this specific podcast, the men ain't shit. So all y'all can say,
So we ran that back. We ran those questions.
So men ain't shit. You know, sad to say
You didn't shout
on
my nigga
this
out.
podcast.
You didn't shout my nigga out.
So yeah, oh, you shut him up.
You didn't shout
I
him
shouted out the women first. Like I did.
Ladies first, as you
Yeah,
should.
ladies
Y'all didn't
first.
start it
I'm
off.
a respectable dude.
Y'all didn't
Before
start
we
off.
end it, do y'all got anything y'all want to say? Y'all got
Yeah, you know anything you say
Thank
to
you,
the
gentlemen.
No, I mean any topics y'all wanted to say, because you about to close us out. I said, shit.
It's been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Has it been out?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
Hey, I got go check.
Men ain't shit. Girl power, women.
Hey, so I mean, yeah. So we're gonna close this out. Be sure if you have not follow all our social media pages. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. We're gonna be doing a lot of different posts. Me and Marsha are gonna do some like little pranks and stuff like that. You're always gonna see us on the basketball court, you know, doing some cool things and stuff like that. But we're really gonna be out there. So follow our Twitter right there, our Instagram, and then also our TikTok right there if y'all get more information. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification right there. And then so y'all can keep up to date with all the posts and everything that we're doing right now. But yeah, at the end of the day, I guess men ain't shit tonight. And that's it.
And we'll catch you next time on Stats for. Oh, wrong song.
What the fuck?
Alright.
We'll see y'all later. Good night.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.